I grew up in a Christian home. My life is nowhere near as exciting as I guess Heather's was. But I do have to talk about myself because this is a speech about myself. So I'll talk about the two things that really define me. And the first of those two things is music. I love music and things pertaining to music. And the second thing is love, just the concept and the power of love in my life and how it's affected me and how it affects everyone. But first I'd like to talk about music. I play the guitar and I sing and I like to write songs, or I like to think that I can write songs. I first started playing the violin in 7th grade, but then I realized that girls like guys who play guitar better than guys who play violin, so of course I switched to guitar. And it wasn't until later that I realized that I actually loved guitar, because it's a very wonderful instrument. So my freshman year of high school I was in a band called Featherstone. We were awesome. And then we broke up, and I was in a band called The Shout, and we nicknamed ourselves The Shat because of how terrible we were. And then we broke up. But the best thing about those two bands was that it helped me with my stage presence and with my confidence. But the problem with that is that I needed a guitar to be on stage, so I feel naked right now. I don't really know what to do with my hands right now because there's not a guitar in my hands. But guitar has really helped me, and music has really helped me in that I can really relax when I can play the guitar at the end of the day. And I don't have to think about anything but the notes that I'm playing. That's pretty much it. The second thing I'd like to talk about concerning myself is love and the concept of love that I'm obsessed with. In high school, they used to call me Hitch because I would always give people relationship advice. And it probably wasn't good because I didn't really know what I was talking about. But I still love to talk about with people, and I found that people love to talk about it because it's very fun to talk about. For instance, if in 7th grade I found out a girl in my math class thought I was cute, it would probably be the happiest day of my life, just because everyone loves to hear stuff like that. And I think romance intrigues and interests everyone. Everyone loves to talk about it. And so I just like to talk about that with people. I think it's very interesting. And I'm a romantic and I love chick flicks. I tear up in The Notebook, and I hate Twilight because it's awful in every way. But love really impacted my life when I was in high school, and I was pining after this girl for 2 years, and I was completely infatuated with her. And I use the word infatuated because, of course, I wasn't in love with her. I didn't know what love was. But she ended up dating my best friend, and it was just the worst experience in my life. But I remember one night I was thinking about it, I was praying about it, and God just told me to forgive these two people because I hated them, of course. And the moment I forgave them and the moment I loved them, I was able to get over her, and I was able to be friends with my friend again. So that really convinced me that love is the most important thing that we can ever imagine in our lives. But in conclusion, I'd just like to sum up what I've been talking about. So I first introduced myself and said that my life is boring, and that's because it is boring. Because I grew up and I haven't done anything risky yet, but I'm willing to try something risky to make it more interesting because I would like it to be more interesting. So I'm looking forward to finding out who I am and what I'm going to be. And the second thing I talked about was music. And music will always be a passion of mine. I will always love it. And the third thing was love, and love will always be an integral part of my life. And it will define what I do every day. And that is me, in a nutshell. Thank you.
Hey.